Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Mutia Safri Sandi. My NPM is 2341102A. In this video, I will explain a little about material on company internal control. Next is understanding internal control. Internal control is a system or process designed and implemented by a company to ensure that all operational activities run effectively, efficiently, safely, and in accordance with company policy and objective. In a company, internal control plays a crucial role because the company is not only focused on profit making but also must be able to maintain operational stability, accurate financial reporting, and compliance with applicable regulation. In the context of corporate governance, internal control have great transparency, accountability, and responsibility within the company. For example, a company must have a system that can prevent misuse of asset manipulation or financial reports or fraudulent acts that could harm the company and investor. With internal control, a company can more easily monitor operational activities, identify potential risks, and ensure that all parts of the company are working according to their respective duties and responsibilities. Therefore, it can be concluded that internal control is an important foundation for creating good corporate governance. Okay, next is the objective of internal control. Internal control has several important objectives for a company. The first objective is to safeguard company assets. Every company has assets such as money, equipment, data, and important documents that must be protected from loss, theft, or misuse with internal control. A company can manage the risk through a monitoring system and restricted access to company assets. The second objective is to ensure the accuracy of financial reports. Financial reports are a vital source of information for management, investor, and external parties. If financial reports are inaccurate, decision can be made incorrectly. Therefore, internal control helps ensure that all transactions are recorded correctly and factually. The third objective is to improve the company's operational efficiency. With a good control system, work can be carried out more orderly, waste can be reduced, and company activities can run more effectively. The next objective is to ensure all employees comply with company policies and applicable regulation. Internal control have established work discipline so that all activities run according to procedure. And the final objective is to reduce the risk of error and fraud. In a company, there is always the possibility of fraud or abuse of authority. Therefore, internal control is necessary to detect and prevent such incidents. Next is internal control components. Internal control consists of several interrelated components that work together to create an effective control system. The first component is the control environment. This component is the primary foundation because it relates to management attitude, ethics, and commitment to the importance of control within the company. If the control environment is sound, the entire control system will also function better. The second component is risk assessment. Companies must be able to identify risks that could hinder the achievement of company objectives. such as financial, operational, and fraud risks. The three component is control activities. These activities consist of policies and procedures established by the company to ensure all activities are carried out according to the regulation. Example include taxation, authorization, and segregation of data between employees. The fourth component is information and communication. With the company, information must be conveyed clearly and accurately so that all departments can carry out their duties effectively. And the final component is monitoring. Companies companies that to conduct periodic evaluation to ensure the internal control system remains effective. Next is internal control principles. In, in, in its implementation, internal control has several important principles that companies must adhere to. The first principle is clear accountability. Every employee must know their respective duties, authorities, and responsibilities to avoid confusion in the work. The second principle is segregation of duties in a company. One person should not control the entire work process, as this can increase the risk of abuse of authority. Therefore, tasks must be divided among different departments. The third principle is proper documentation. All company transactions and activities must be recorded completely and clearly for SC audit and accountability. The next principle is multi-layer supervision. Companies need to have a monitoring system at various levels of management to ensure no errors are overlooked. By implementing these principles, companies can create a stronger and more effective internal control system. Okay, next is internal control environment. The control environment is the foundation of the entire internal control system within a company. This environment reflects management's attitude and awareness of the importance of control within the organization. The control environment encompasses several aspects, such as management integrity and ethics, the company organizational structure, human resource policy, and the company's commitment to employee competence. If management exhibits good integrity and sets a positive example, employees will be more disciplined and responsible in their work. Conversely, if the control environment is weak, the risk of error and irregularities increases. Therefore, the control environment is a crucial foundation for creating an effective internal control system and supporting good corporate governance. Next is the role of the control environment. The control environment plays a crucial role in a company. First, the control environment helps foster a disciplined and responsible work culture. With a positive work culture, employees will be more aware of company rules and ethics. Second, the control environment forms the basis for implementing all international control systems within the company. A positive control environment will make it easier to implement company policies and procedure. 3. The control environment helps foster trust between management, employees, investor, and external parties. This is crucial for building a positive corporate reputation. Finally, the control environment supports transparency and accountability in corporate governance, enabling the company to operate more professionally. Next is risk assessment. Risk assessment is the process of identifying, analyzing, and understanding various risks that could hinder the achievement of a company goals. In carrying out operational activities, every company inevitably faces various risks. For example, operational risks such as production error, financial risks such as losses or errors in financial reporting, compliance risks with government regulation, and the risk of fraud. Through risk assessment, companies can identify the most dangerous risks and determine appropriate steps to address them. This way, companies can be better prepared to buy uncertainty and reduce the possibility of future losses. Okay, next is risk assessment process. This slide explains the risk assessment process within a company. The first step is identifying potential risks. Companies must be aware of the various potential issues that could hinder operational activities and the achievement of company goals. These risks can originate both internally and externally. The second step is analyzing the impact of the risks. Once a risk is identified, the company needs to assess its potential impact. For example, whether the risk could cause minor losses, disrupt operation, or even damage the company reputation. The third step is determining the likelihood of the risk occurring. Not all risks have the same likelihood. Some risks are rare while others frequently arise in a company's operation. The final step is determining the risk response. After identifying the impact and likelihood of the risk, the company must determine appropriate steps, such as mitigating the risks, avoid, avoiding the risks, or implementing preventive measures that minimize the impact. With a sound risk assessment process, companies can be better prepared to face various risks and maintain company stability. Okay, next the control activities. Control activities are policies and procedure established by the company to ensure that all management directives and decisions are properly implemented. These activities ensure the work runs according to regulation and minimize the risk of errors. One example of a control activity is transaction approval. In a company, certain transactions must be approved by authorized parties to prevent misses. Another example is segregation of data. Tasks must be divided among different departments so that no one person has complete authority over a work process. This is important to reduce the risk of fraud or abuse of authority. Then there is access control for company asset, which involves restricting access to money, document, and important company data to ensure greater security. In addition, the company also conduct data reconciliation and regular internal audits to ensure that company data and reports align with actual condition. Therefore, control activities help the company maintain order and security in its operation. Okay, next the purpose of control activities. Control activities have several important purposes within a company. The first objective is to ensure that all company activities are carried out in accordance with the procedure and policies established by management. This allows the company operation to run more orderly and effectively. The second objective is to reduce the risk of error and fraud. With a good control system, the company can more quickly detect error of or action that are detrimental to the company. The next objective is to increase the company operational effectiveness. Control help work be carried out more efficiently, thus saving time, money, and effort. Furthermore, control activities also aim to maintain the security of company asset, but physical asset and important company information. In corporate governance, control activities are a crucial part of creating transparency, accountability, and trust in the company. Okay, the last one is the conclusion. Based on the discussion above, it can be conclusion that internal control is a crucial system with a company because it helps maintain operational effectiveness, protect company asset, and ensure all activities are carried out in accordance with company regulation and objectives. Internal control consists of several components such as the control environment, risk assessment, control activities, information and communication, and monitoring, which are interrelated. Furthermore, companies also need to implement internal control principles to ensure the system operates effectively. In corporate governance, internal control plays a crucial role because it helps create transparency, accountability, and responsibility within the company. With a second internal control system, companies can reduce the risk of error, prevent fraud, increase work efficiency, and maintain investor and stakeholder confidence in the company. Okay, thank you. I end it. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.